Some big names that were previously redacted, including former President Bill Clinton, his estranged longtime aide Doug Band, Prince Andrew, David Copperfield, and Jean-Luc Brunel, who, like Epstein, died while awaiting trial. Many of the names are of people not accused of wrongdoing, including Clinton.
Federal authorities have reportedly unveiled an explosive connection between Sean Diddy Combs and Jeffrey Epstein through a newly revealed client list, linking high-profile figures to the graced financier's clandestine operations. This release follows ongoing investigations into Diddy's alleged involvement in criminal activities, intensifying scrutiny of his connections within elite circles. The client list, which reportedly includes politicians, celebrities, and business moguls, has cast a shadow over multiple industries, revealing a web of associations and questionable dealings.
What do you think would be a bigger impact on the election, Diddy's list or Epstein's list coming out at this point?
Epstein.
Epstein?
I think Diddy's is
on the election.
On the election, I think Diddy's is more music, moguls.
Saw the polls after Taylor Swift announced endorsement for Kamala Harris. It didn't even move like 0.5% of the vote. So celebrities, they don't really have an influence, like not a big influence.
I want to see the Venn diagram between the Diddy list and the Epstein list, and I bet you every member of government is right in the middle.
Recently released documents have revealed a substantial list of high-profile individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein following years of legal pressure for transparency. The records, which span hundreds of pages, list names from various fields, including politics, entertainment, and finance. Figures such as Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Kevin Spacey, and Prince Andrew were identified in court documents, although many connections.
This is Jeffrey Epstein, multimillionaire, hedge fund manager, businessman with famous, powerful friends, and also convicted sex offender. Just weeks ago, court documents pertaining to his sex trafficking case were unsealed by a New York court. The Epstein list and several related online searches about the financier are now trending.
Appear limited to social interactions and business associations rather than allegations of direct involvement in Epstein's criminal activities. This release has reignited public scrutiny of Epstein's network, stirring discussions around those who frequently associated with him and fueling speculations about the full extent of his operations.
Prince Andrew and the former President Bill Clinton have been named in newly released court documents relating to the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. They include associates, friends, and alleged victims of the disgraced billionaire who died in jail 5 years ago. The papers relate to a case that was brought against Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. She's currently serving a 20-year jail sentence for child sex trafficking. Our correspondent in Los Angeles, Peter Bowes, told us more about what's in the documents.
There are 943 pages in all, transcripts of interviews, depositions, all part of a civil lawsuit brought by one of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers against Ghislaine Maxwell, his longtime friend and associate, who is now serving 20 years in prison for crimes that she committed with him. And yes, these documents have references to several of the very high-profile people that we know were associates of Jeffrey Epstein over the years. There are more than 60 references to Prince Andrew. There's the repeating of at least one allegation against him that in the past Buckingham Palace has described as categorically untrue. Former President Bill Clinton is also mentioned as expected. He was known sometimes to use Jeffrey Epstein's planes to fly on humanitarian trips to Africa. But again, there is no suggestion in these documents that he did anything illegal. There are also some references to Donald Trump, and again, no suggestion that he was involved in any wrongdoing. And also references and the names of many other people who are not famous. In fact, it's notable that the judge who authorized the release of these documents said that many of those people had not objected to the release of these documents, which suggests that for those people, this could be, in a sense, a clearing of the air, that yes, they may well have crossed paths with Epstein.
The release of Jeffrey Epstein's client list has undeniably intensified public scrutiny, as unsealed documents implicate an array of high-profile individuals, among them former U.S. presidents, British royalty, and influential figures across various sectors. This revelation has fueled widespread controversy and speculation, with critics asserting that such exposure could significantly impact public opinion. The implications are especially potent if those named hold political office or maintain strong political ties, as their associations with Epstein could shape voter behavior, challenge reputations, and alter the political landscape. As the public grapples with the gravity of these revelations, calls for transparency and accountability grow louder.
Bigger impact on the election, Diddy's list or Epstein's list coming out at this point?
Epstein.
Epstein?
I think Diddy's is
on the
more
election.
On the election, I think Diddy's is more music, moguls.
Saw the polls after Taylor Swift announced endorsement for Kamala Harris. It didn't even move like 0.5% of the vote. So celebrities, they don't really have an influence, like not a big influence.
I want to see the Venn diagram between the Diddy list and the Epstein list, and I bet you every member of government is right in the middle.
Elon Musk recently stirred controversy with provocative comments connecting Vice President Kamala Harris's alleged puppet masters to Jeffrey Epstein's notorious network. Through a series of tweets, Musk hinted at a possible crossover between Harris's influential supporters and Epstein's client list, suggesting that high-powered individuals backing her may have ties to the convicted financier's illicit operations. His remarks have ignited further debate around political influence and the reach of Epstein's connections, with many speculating on the potential implications if such ties were proven. Musk implied that a Trump election victory might expedite the release of Epstein's client list, potentially exposing numerous high-profile individuals who support Harris. This bold assertion adds new layers to the ongoing public discourse around Epstein, his powerful associations, and the impact such revelations could have on current political landscapes. Musk's comments have intensified the scrutiny on political power players and heightened the stakes for those rumored to be on Epstein's list, fueling already rampant speculation about how deep the connections truly run.
Again, Donald Trump should be here tonight to talk with you and answer your questions. He's not. He refused to come. But understand that part of his plan is to put in place a national sales tax of at least 20% on everyday goods and necessities. And that, by economist estimates, independent economists, would cost you as the American consumer and taxpayer an additional $4,000 a year.
Diddy was arrested and faced a series of serious charges, including trafficking and racketeering. The allegations assert that he leveraged his considerable influence to orchestrate a criminal enterprise that exploited women for his own benefit. Prosecutors alleged that Diddy's actions involved not only the trafficking of individuals, but also a broader pattern of coercion and manipulation to fulfill his personal desires. These disturbing
This is going our way, not the bail. They say we have them. We got a lot of people who are going to talk and say that this is what Diddy was about, and some people may pass it off as hip-hop culture, but it is a series of felonies and RICO. What do they have wrong?
They did say in court today, they've talked to 50 witnesses. We said the same thing. We've been doing a parallel investigation at every single step of the way, talking to every single there's the same kind of universe of people here that he's been around. We're talking to people to show that we have a case. He's fighting, he's innocent, and he's gonna be able to show it.
Innocent means he didn't do any of the wrong things. Not guilty means they can't make the case.
He's
right?
innocent.
So you think he did none of these things? He was never present in any of these activities? This wasn't his lifestyle?
But a lifestyle and being present in activities doesn't mean he committed a crime.
Unless those activities and that lifestyle are criminal.
But those activities and the lifestyle is not criminal. What was notable today, what my partner Mark said in court, is they never once said that these women didn't consent to what happened. Not once.
Charges paint a grim picture of an artist who, despite his fame and success, allegedly engaged in deeply unethical and illegal activities. As the legal proceedings unfold, the case continues to draw intense media scrutiny, raising questions about the extent of Diddy's involvement and the potential implications for others in his circle. The allegations on Diddy came from an ongoing federal investigation focusing on claims that Diddy was involved in managing and profiting from a network of illicit activities.
Trial date. Also discussing a gag order imposed on prosecutors and the defense, telling them not to discuss the case or provide any material about the case to the media, to the public. They contend that the government leaked a damaging piece of evidence potentially against Combs when a videotape from 2016 was played on CNN earlier this year. That video shows Sean Combs and his then girlfriend Cassie in a hotel in Los Angeles. It had been a secret, private for many years, but then it came to the forefront and was played publicly on CNN. The defense contends that that tape was leaked by investigators. Prosecutors say they have no knowledge of any leak, and they refute the allegation that they were involved in any leaks. The judge says he will consider potentially having an evidentiary hearing to get to the bottom of that. That won't happen for some time. First, the defense and then the prosecution will submit paperwork outlining their positions on this.
Gan Deal has asserted that the accusations against Diddy reach far beyond the music mogul himself, indicating a potential web of powerful figures including politicians and business leaders. According to Deal, these allegations suggest the existence of a broader network of influential individuals who may be connected to Diddy's alleged criminal activities. He claims that incriminating evidence uncovered during recent investigations could implicate some of these high-profile figures, raising concerns about the extent of their involvement. Deal's remarks highlight the possibility that Diddy's legal troubles could expose a tangled web of connections within elite circles, potentially leading to significant repercussions for those who may have turned a blind eye to Diddy's actions or participated in his alleged wrongdoing. As the investigation unfolds, the implications of these claims could reverberate throughout various sectors, shining a light on the often hidden dynamics of power and influence in the entertainment and political realms.
Diddy, you're hearing Diddy everywhere, okay?
Yeah.
So, did you ever have any kind of run-in with Diddy? Did you ever do anything with Diddy? Any projects you worked on with him?
He produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my War and Peace album, the Peace Disc. Yeah.
How was he to work with?
It was cool. You know, he, gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. You know, he had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. And I really kind of, lost contact with him and really stopped, dealing with Puffy around 94.
Yeah. Any specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go. But I don't go to a lot of people parties. That just ain't what I'm in it for. You've been to one, you've been to them all.
Gendis Cub's comments highlight a growing sentiment among some in the entertainment community that Diddy's legal issues could be part of a coordinated effort to bring him down. He pointed out that the severity of the allegations against Diddy might not just be about his actions, but could also reflect a broader battle for power and control among elite figures in Hollywood. This perspective raises critical questions about the motivations behind the charges and whether they serve as a distraction from larger issues within the industry. 10. Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith recently weighed in on the escalating legal troubles surrounding Diddy, noting that the potential consequences of the indictment could ripple across the entertainment industry, drawing in other high-profile figures. Smith emphasized the gravity of the charges, suggesting in that Diddy's case may reveal a larger network of complicity and influence among elite circles by drawing comparisons to infamous scandals like those involving Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. Smith underscored the parallels in how power dynamics and secrecy have shielded individuals within these industries for years. He expressed that federal authorities appear determined to peel back the layers of this hidden world, potentially marking a pivotal moment for an industry that has for too long operated behind a veil of protection for its most influential members. According to Smith, Diddy's case might signify a long overdue shift toward accountability, one that could finally shine a light on long concealed aspects of the entertainment world.
And you see some of the stuff that's being said about him. Look at this right here. Former Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day writes, "I never thought I would see this day," she told TMZ. "We all buried this inside of us in order to be able to keep going. And not just me, but victims you don't even know yet. We're all processing what that type of vindication can actually feel like now. Every conversation I've had with victims last night has been beyond moving on all levels." That was Aubrey O'Day. 50 Cent was going to make sure his voice was heard. Clowning P. Diddy. Taunting him, basically, because he's long taunted P. Diddy for years over the harrowing allegations against him. And what does he say here? This is yesterday, 50 Cent. "Here I am, keeping good company with the Drew Barrymore TV show. and I don't have 1,000 bottles of lube at the house. 50 Cent was referencing the over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricants for the freak-offs that the indictment revealed were allegedly found during the raid of Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami.
Jaguar Wright has indeed drawn parallels between the cases of Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein. She has been vocal about her belief that both individuals were involved in exploiting and manipulating people within their respective circles. Wright claims that Diddy used his power and influence to control and abuse others, particularly within the entertainment industry. She has accused Diddy of being part of a larger network of powerful individuals who engage in unethical and illegal activities similar to the allegations against Epstein. Wright's statements have sparked significant controversy and have added to the ongoing discussions about the dark side of the entertainment industry and the abuse of power by influential figures. According to federal sources, Diddy is alleged to have installed hidden cameras throughout his homes, capturing incriminating footage of high-profile attendees engaging in intimate acts during illicit parties, often without their consent. These disturbing claims suggest that the footage was utilized as a means of blackmail, coercing participants into returning for more gatherings or ensuring their silence about the events that transpired. This chilling tactic draws unsettling parallels to the methods employed by Jeffrey Epstein in his notorious operations.
Epstein case, and do you see parallels of the cover-up side of it?
Absolutely. Well, the thing is how can you not see parallels when these are all people who have been proven to not only spend time, vacation, and do events together, but do business together, make money together, create bank exchange, infrastructure together. Birds of a feather flock together.
The revelation of these alleged practices has sent shockwaves through the entertainment community, leading many former attendees to reassess their past associations with Diddy. The prospect of being exposed or having their private moments broadcasted against their will creates an atmosphere of fear and unease. This adds another layer of complexity to an already fraught situation as industry insiders grapple with the implications of such behavior and consider the potential ramifications for their own careers and reputations. That is why many individuals who attended Diddy's parties are now particularly concerned about the potential implications of these allegations. The fear of being implicated in wrongdoing or having their private moments exposed creates a palpable anxiety among former attendees, with the possibility of incriminating footage surfacing. Many are re-evaluating their past associations and considering the consequences of their attendance at these gatherings. This climate of uncertainty has not only put personal reputations on the line, but also raised broader questions about the culture of secrecy and manipulation that may exist within elite circles. As the investigation progresses, the tension among those connected to Diddy is likely to escalate, with many grappling with the precarious nature of their past decisions and the potential fallout from these serious allegations. Diddy has faced accusations of exerting significant control over the careers of artists signed to his label, allegedly employing exploitative contracts and leveraging his immense influence to dictate their professional trajectories. Critics have claimed that these contracts often favor Diddy, allowing him to retain a substantial portion of the artist's earnings while limiting their creative freedom and autonomy. This pattern of manipulation has raised serious ethical concerns about the dynamics between power and exploitation in the music industry. Former artists have come forward with allegations that Diddy used his position to shape their careers in ways that served his interests rather than supporting their artistic visions.
We didn't call it grooming back then. That his horseplay was a way of letting you know I could really hurt you if I wanted to. You get it? I could really hurt you. And that's what that kid probably felt.
Gandiel's comment highlights the power dynamics and the culture of excess and control that can exist in the music industry, where people often feel they cannot say no to powerful figures. This comparison to horseplay underscores the idea that such behavior was normalized and difficult to challenge. What do you think about the serious allegations against Diddy and the potential implications for the music industry? Share your thoughts in the comments below.